Welcome back to another episode of My Pinspiration. For this edition of My Pinspiration, I am using a deer antler or a shed as it's called to make a macrame wall hanging. I saw some different things on Pinterest and I don't know how close it's going to be, but we're going to try. So taking this antler specifically to come up with something that kind of looks a little bit like this. And I'm also going to be using a couple other ones, these that I saw as well in my design for this. So what I'm going to do is take some of this mop yarn, because as you can see, I have a bunch of it. And this teal macrame cord as well, and also these bead garlands that I got from work. It's the Shore Living, the summertime line that the Dollar Tree does. And I got two different ones. This one has ship's wheels, this one has starfish. Um, Not interested in those pieces. I just want the beads because they're square and I don't have any square beads. So I want to start off with trying to come up with a way to hang this. This antler isn't quite like the one in the Pinspiration piece, but yeah. So I'm just going to tie this on to hang it, and got to be careful when I'm pulling it because it's kind of fragile. This stuff kind of tears real easy. But if you live in a place that's heavily populated with white-tailed deer and you're near the woods, if you go in the off season, um, and you just go explore, you might be able to find, random deer antlers. I have very, very many uh, at home. Plus, my husband's a hunter, and during deer season, uh, and he also, they go out on the ranches, and he's always bringing me home antlers and stuff like that. So I have a lot. So just tying that on there. And I'll probably use some hot glue to reinforce whatever knots just to be on the safe side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm taking a second piece to tie on, and I will be hanging some of the mop yarn from it. So I have it about that long, I guess. Have it come down about that far. And again, just tying that. So I'm going to grab this mop yarn because I have, again, so much. uh, I don't remember if my mom had the mop head, if I bought one. I don't remember where it came from. I just know I have a bunch of it. So just using a simple lark's head knot, I believe. And no, not that way. This way. Just looping that around that other strand. And that's the simple part, is this. And I'm going to do that same thing, filling up the entire length of the string there. But I'll do that off camera. All right, so that part's done, and that was pretty easy. Um, I may trim it up, I may not, I don't know. So that part's finished. Now I want to do my bead garlands. And, as I said, I got these from work, um, Dollar Tree. So I'm going to take them apart because I only want the square beads. And I'll just use the string that it came with. So I just have to take them all apart. And I got two to make sure I had enough. They're pretty long. So they'll hang like that. So I'll do one that hangs lower, one that's a little higher. And here they are done. Just finish those up off camera because, I mean, you're stringing a bead garland, it's no big deal. And that looks pretty cool, but I'm not quite done. So I'm going to use this teal macrame cord and I'm going to create a strand that's a spiral knot. And I'm also going to do a leaf because it was also one of the inspo pictures. So I'm kind of combining 3 pins in one in this, I guess. So I just want to try to make sure I have enough. Spoiler alert, I kind of didn't. I didn't measure quite long enough. I should have went a little further. But, it happened. So, and I made it work. So, I will go ahead and cut that. So, I'm going to use two lark's head knots. These two long lengths of this cord, one side by side, so I can create the spiral knot. And it's done kind of like a square knot, but not quite. So with this knot, with the square knot, you start it out and you make kind of like a number 4. And you go under the one part and up through, and you pull that. When you repeat it, it's a square knot. And I say, I don't know why it's called a square knot. I think because it looks like a square, you know. But whatever the case is, it's a square knot. But this is, if you're doing a square knot, then you would do the opposite. Like here, you make the 4 again on the other side, and then you pull it up from underneath in the opposite direction. Okay. There's my cat attacking my attacking my strings while I'm making this. So this is what a square knot looks like, but that's not what we're doing here. The spiral knot, it's the same knot in the same direction. Um, if you can see, like, okay, I made a backwards 4 and then another 4. See, and now I'm making the backwards 4 again. If you were doing a square knot, you would alternate those sides. With a spiral knot, you stay the same on the same side, and it twists as it goes around your center strand there. As you can see, it's kind of already starting to twist a little bit. And if I had, I should have used a thinner cord than I did for this, but I didn't have, I used what I had. So just making this knot, and the stupid cat wouldn't stop messing with my string, but that's fine. He helps out. Um, yeah, so as you can see, it's already got a bit of a spin going there. And there's the spiral knot done. I did end up using hot glue to help me get it all attached in the back. I had just enough. It's fine. This is fine. I think it's still, it looks all right anyway. So what I'm going to do now is use some more of this teal macrame cord to make my little leaf detail to hang off the side. And trying to determine about how long I want it to hang, how much I'm going to do, probably about like that. So this is constructing the leaf, and some I've seen the way they put this together go the same direction the whole way down. Some alternate. I don't remember what I did. I alternated, I think. Um, Measuring out the same length of for my pieces, and you take your two pieces. I put one underneath. Okay, so you got one underneath, and then you pull the bottom tails of the bottom one piece through the loop of the top piece, and then you tuck the tails of the top piece through the loop in the bottom piece and pull it tight. And this is the beginning of your leaf detail. So just following that all the way down, and I mean it's really pretty easy. So there I have my strands that I'm going to do. I don't want it to be huge. Um, and the next bit is to fluff it out. Oh, I guess I do just go in the same direction. So I guess the next step here is to fluff these out. And I've got this wire brush, and that's what I'm gonna do. And lucky for me, this cord kind of, I guess, falls apart pretty easily. So I can untwist it and, brush it out. So I want to just make sure that I can twist all this apart, brush all the pieces out, and um, I'll come back in a minute. All right, next step is I'm going to use a flat iron to get those crinkles out. And this is just a very old Conair flat iron that I got honestly probably about 25, 30 years ago, to tell you the truth. I think I've had this thing longer than that even, I don't know. But I'm just holding it tightly and just kind of letting it cook and cook and cook some more just to get those uh, twists out of the cord there. And I'll do that for the whole thing, brushing it, ironing it, etc., and so on and so forth until it's ready to cut. Um, to try and get it to hold its shape, I'm using some hairspray, just some Rave. You 80s girls, you know this smell. And I'll just use that and try and get a good shape going. It's still a little damp here, but it's kind of staying together. I do end up actually just using Mod Podge because it just wasn't working for me. I could not find my uh, stiffening stuff from Plaid to use, so now I'm just gonna take these teeny tiny scissors and give it a chop. A nice haircut. I'm just gonna take off the bulk, and I go in and shape it later, and you'll see at the end how this looks. So why don't I just go ahead and jump to the final reveal? And there it is, all finished, and I really am thrilled with how this ended up kind of looking like a mix of all three of my Pinspiration uh, pins. So yeah, I it worked out better than I thought it would. I did kind of glue the leaf to hold its shape a little bit, trimmed it up a little bit more. It could be better, could be worse. It's fine though. But you guys let me know what you think of it in the comments below. Do you guys like macrame? Do you like making stuff like this, hanging it up? Let me know your thoughts on that. If it's my style, I really do. I love the boho organic elements, and yeah, this one's just really fun. And as always, if you like this content, would you consider hitting the subscribe button? Don't forget to ring the notification bell to be alerted to my Saturday uploads. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Take care, y'all. Bye.